joining us for the NeedyMeds Brief, Demystifying the Drug Discount Card. My name is Carla. I am the Director of Education at NeedyMeds. And before we get started with today's presentation, I just want to go over a few tips. Please know you can type any questions you may have into the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel, but all questions will be answered at the end of the webinar. If we don't have time to answer all your questions, we'll follow up with you personally via email after the webinar by tomorrow morning at the latest. Also, this webinar is being recorded and it will be available for viewing on the NeedyMeds YouTube page by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. And also, you should have access in the handout section of your GoToWebinar control panel of a PDF of today's PowerPoint presentation. If you're not able to download that or you don't see it, just send me a message if you'd like me to email it to you separately, again, once the webinar is over. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you joining us today that are not familiar with who NeedyMeds is, we are a national nonprofit dedicated to educating and empowering those seeking affordable health care. And that's our mission statement right up on that slide. And what I always throw up in my PowerPoint presentations is also a snapshot of our homepage. And the reason I put that up is because really our website and of course our call center are the faces of the NeedyMeds organization. NeedyMeds was founded in 1997. Yes, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary by a retired physician, Dr. Richard Sagel. Rich is still our president. Basically, as a practicing family physician, Rich wanted to find a way to help his patients afford or save on their medications, so he started a website. What started out as a handful of programs, 20 years later has now grown into a robust database that offers patients more than 20,000 points of cost savings. NeedyMeds is an informational resource. Through our website and toll-free helpline, we connect patients to programs that provide financial assistance for healthcare expenses, including but not limited to medications. And one of the most popular and effective ways we do this is with the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card. With the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card, users can save between 0 and up to 80% off of the cash price of prescriptions, over-the-counter medications or supplies as long as they're written as prescriptions, and even pet prescriptions if they're picked up at a regular pharmacy. I want to make a few qualifying statements about the points I just mentioned. I always say between 0 and 80% because we certainly can't guarantee that every product will be discounted. I also said that the drug discount card will help you save off the cash price of prescriptions or over-the-counter medications or supplies as long as they're written as prescriptions. What I mean by that is if you go to the doctor and they tell you that you need something for your health that's an over-the-counter, you're able to get over-the-counter without a prescription, ask them to write a prescription anyway. If they write the prescription, sometimes your insurance will cover it. But if your insurance doesn't cover it or you don't have insurance, you can then take that prescription and combine it with the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card and hopefully save money. Again, keep in mind that not every product will be discounted, and our drug discount card only works for brick and mortar pharmacies. It's not accepted online. Last month, it saved consumers nearly $4 million, and I'm happy to report that since its inception in April of 2009, the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card has saved users more than $217 million. Another fact about our drug discount card is 85% of the time our card is presented to the pharmacist, a discount is provided. And a lot of people want to know, how much do I save? Now, of course, that varies greatly, but our most recent statistics let us know that usually that discount afforded to you by the drug discount card is about half of the cash price. So let's talk about how the drug discount card works. Now, when I talk to you about how it works, please know this is how all drug discount cards work. They all work the same way, and as I'm sure you know, there are other discount cards available out there. When I started here at NeedyMeds a couple of years ago, I used to say there were, a few other drug discount cards. I think there's dozens, maybe even hundreds. Maybe that's overstating it. But point is, there are a lot of drug discount cards out there. So I'm going to talk to you about how they work, and then I'll tell you why we feel your best bet is to choose the NeedyMeds drug discount card as opposed to others. So this is how they work. Pharmacies negotiate discounted prices with a person called an adjudicator. Discounts change frequently. They vary from month to month and even from pharmacy to pharmacy. Because of that, we recommend trying the card each time you make a purchase. With the NeedyMeds drug discount card, there is no activation, there is no registration, there are no eligibility requirements, there's no application, and our card never expires. So a lot of cards out there may require you to sign up, and some of them may even charge you. And we actually just did a Facebook Live event where our president, Rich, talked about drug discount cards and how to use them. And when I asked him, what do you say about drug discount cards that charge people money? And his answer was a very simple, I don't know why you would pay for something when you can simply get it for free. And not only get it for free with NeedyMeds, but also anonymously. To receive a drug discount card, which we'll get into a little bit later on, again, it is free and it's anonymous. Now that's helpful because we're not collecting any of your personal information, but it's also helpful because that means you can share that one drug discount card with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, with your coworkers. Our drug discount card never expires, and there are no residency, income, or insurance guidelines. We're proud also to let you know it is currently accepted at more than 65,000 pharmacies nationwide, which includes all of the local and national chains. We'll get into a little bit later on of how to find a participating pharmacy in your area. And one of the things I do want to stress, when I say that it's accepted at more than 65,000 pharmacies, I mean that the pharmacies that have agreed to accept the NeedyMeds drug discount card, they are contractually obligated to accept it. So if we let you know Walgreens accepts the drug discount card and you have difficulty using it at your local Walgreens, for example, give us a call or turn to the phone number on the back of the card, which again, I'll go over in a little bit more detail later in the webinar. So let's just go over once again how the NeedyMeds drug discount card differs from other ones out there. As I said, it's free to obtain and use. I had also mentioned that we do not collect any identifiable information about users. It's totally anonymous. So you can be assured that we can't sell your information, for example, to a third-party marketer. We only track two things, the dollar amount of savings and the number of times the card is used. That's why I was able to provide you with those statistics when I started the webinar. Now, although we do earn a small transaction fee, which every drug discount card does, each time the card is used, we don't try to maximize our own profit. I believe our drug discount card is the transaction fee is the lowest in the business. We haven't qualified that recently, so I would say it's certainly among the lowest, but you can be assured, as I said, our goal here is not to try to maximize our own profit. We're a nonprofit organization existing to provide healthcare solutions for free and anonymously to those that need them. Now, once you have your drug discount card, all you need to do is bring it to the pharmacy along with a valid signed prescription from your doctor, and save. Now, let's talk about who can use the card. The simple answer is anyone. The only rule is it cannot be combined with insurance. So what that means is, if you are uninsured, you can use the card anytime. If you do have insurance, you can choose to use the drug discount card instead. And there are quite a few situations where you may want to use a drug discount card instead of your insurance. You may find out, for example, that your medication is not covered under your insurance. Maybe you find yourselves in a coverage gap. For those of you that are familiar with Medicare, you sometimes hear the term falling into a donut hole. If you're in a donut hole, you might as well use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save money on that prescription. Keep in mind, though, it will not help you to get out of the donut hole. So if you're in the donut hole in the beginning of the year, January, February, March, we would say don't use the drug discount card. Spend whatever money you have to get yourself out of that donut hole. But if it's at the end of the year, maybe November or December, and you're not getting out of that donut hole anyway, you may as well use the drug discount card to save on the cost of that prescription. You may also choose to use the drug discount card instead of insurance because maybe you find that your copayment is too high or your deductible is too high. And you can always comparison shop. For example, if you go to the pharmacy, before you pick up your medication, you can ask the pharmacist, how much is that medication going to cost with my insurance? And then you can say, okay, here's the drug discount card. Tell me how much it would cost if I didn't use my insurance and instead use the drug discount card. If there's a chance you're going to save money, I think it's certainly worth the time. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to point out. There are a number of ways in which you can get your own drug discount card. And this slide just points out some of those ways. You can certainly request one from our website. You can call our toll-free helpline. You can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to our P.O. box. Or if you work for an organization or business or you need a large supply of drug discount cards, you can email my colleague Alana at needymeds.org. And again, our drug discount cards are free and anonymous, and we're happy to send you as many as you need. So what I'm going to do is also bring up one other slide to show you that there are a few tools that I would like to point out to you that will help you to maximize savings with the drug discount card. With that, I'm going to go ahead and transition out of the PowerPoint presentation onto our live website so I can show you in real time how you can go about requesting a NeedyMeds drug discount card, and again, where you can find some of the tools that will maximize your savings. Now, first of all, you can go right under the Patient Savings tab, and there are actually two hyperlinks under this tab labeled NeedyMeds drug discount card. There's one on the far left side and one on the bottom right side. On our home page, on the left-hand side, there's a box with a red arrow that simply says, get your NeedyMeds drug discount card. And you can click that. And all three of those different hyperlinks and the box on the left will take you to the same page, which is this page that you're looking at right now, the NeedyMeds drug discount card webpage. One thing I do want to point out is, as I said, you can always give our counselors a call on our toll-free helpline, and they'd be happy to drop a card in the mail for you. Or you can print out a downloadable PDF and simply cut out that card to keep it in your wallet. This is the information that the pharmacist will need. And also on the back is some details and phone numbers if you have difficulty with your card, or if your pharmacist has difficulty accepting or using the card when you know that they've already been guaranteed to accept it. You can also fill out a form, being sure to choose a design, and there's the option where you can also drop us a self-addressed stamped envelope. Now, a couple of additional tools I wanted to point out that you may find helpful is, first of all, if you have a smartphone, you can download the NeedyMeds drug discount card for free. And you can get that either on the iTunes App Store or on the Google Play App Store. And again, that is free. The other thing I wanted to point out is let's say you're armed now with your drug discount card. We've either mailed you one or you printed out and cut out the downloadable PDF version. Well, the next thing you're going to want to find out is what pharmacy close to you accepts the NeedyMeds drug discount card. And to find that out, you would simply scroll to the very bottom of the NeedyMeds drug discount card webpage, as I did here, and locate the pharmacy search section. All you would do is type in a zip code. Let's say this person has access, this hypothetical person has access to public transportation or a car. So let's do a wide search. And as you can see, the results then will generate very quickly, and all of the pertinent information will be right on your screen, including the name of the participating pharmacy and the phone number. There's also a handy little map that you can click on the left-hand side. You will notice that some of these are national and large chains, such as Walgreens or Walmart. But there's also more local pharmacies included. So now let's say you have your drug discount card and you know what pharmacies accept the drug discount card. Well, before you head out to the pharmacy, you can also find out how much that drug would cost using the NeedyMeds drug discount card. And to do that, you would simply click on the drug pricing calculator on the left-hand side. We actually newly updated this. The first one, I think the original drug pricing tool we had up there, our users found a little bit clunky, so we updated it. Now, to find out what your medication will cost you, you will need to know the pharmacy zip code where you would like to pick up your prescription, the prescription name, the dosage, and the day supply, meaning is the prescription for 30, 60, or 90 days, for example. So basically, with the pharmacy tracker and the drug calculator, you can find out where to pick up your medication and what you will be paying before you head out the door. I do want to stress that the drug pricing tool only provides you with an estimate that's valid basically for that day. What I mean by that is although the estimate will be very close, it will not be accurate down to the dollar. The other thing is, as I had mentioned at the very beginning of our webinar, prices are being negotiated all the time. So when you check out the drug pricing tool and you get an estimate, you're going to want to do that before you're planning to actually go and pick up the medication. Don't find out what the estimate is today and then go and pick up the medication a couple of weeks later, because it's possible, and in some situations probable, that the price will change. Before I transition back to the PowerPoint, I want to mention a couple of things. One of them is please feel free, again, to submit any questions you have about the NeedyMeds drug discount card to me in the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. But since we are talking about the drug discount card, and I mentioned at the beginning of our webinar, I want to point out that you can also use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save on your pet medication. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about that in this webinar, but if you're interested in learning more about that, you can visit the NeedyMeds YouTube page. And if you can see on the top right hand under a Donate Now button, there's a bunch of little icons for all of our social media platforms. The third one from the left, which is red, is the hyperlink to the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. And as a matter of fact, right on the home page, you can see that there's an under 10-minute video explaining to you how to use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save on your pet meds. I figured since this presentation was about the drug discount card, I might as well add that hopefully helpful bit of information for you. So bear with me while I exit out of the live internet and return to our PowerPoint presentation. And again, feel free to ask any questions you may have. In the meantime, while those questions are coming in, I want to point out some of our other upcoming webinars. If you're interested in learning about more of the resources NeedyMeds has to offer, please join us for one of our monthly overview webinars. Again, they're monthly, so we offer these webinars at least once, if not twice a month, and the next one is coming up just tomorrow. And we also have a couple of other webinars scheduled for later this month and the beginning of November, one dedicated to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the other is a great resource, RX Outreach. It is, believe it or not, this sounds like an oxymoron, the RX Outreach is a nonprofit pharmacy. So that's another way that you can hopefully, another resource you can hopefully turn to make affording your medications possible. As promised, there's my contact information. If you have any questions or would like to receive a copy of this PowerPoint presentation, you can email me directly. If you're looking to order a large supply of drug discount cards or any NeedyMeds materials or brochures, go ahead and email my colleague Alana. And of course, don't hesitate to reach out to our expert counselors on our 1-800 toll-free helpline. They're available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern Time. I do see a couple of questions coming in, and one of them that we get asked pretty regularly, and I will stress this, is what information do you track when using the NeedyMeds drug discount card? And as I had mentioned in the beginning, we actually don't track any of your personal information. The only thing we track is the number of times the drug discount card was used and the dollar amount of savings. And yes, our card never expires. So the card that you got a couple of years ago or the card your neighbor gave you 6 years ago, that's the same drug discount card that is still being accepted and will continue to be accepted. Another question coming in is about if you have difficulty using your drug discount card at the pharmacy. So when you do a pharmacy search on the NeedyMeds drug discount card webpage, if a pharmacy is listed, that means they are contractually obligated to accept the NeedyMeds drug discount card. And that means they are obligated also to teach their employees what it is and that it needs to be accepted. Sometimes the communication is lost. We hope you don't encounter that, and it is really very few and far between. But if that does happen, you can certainly give me a call or call the expert counselors at our 800 number, or you can turn to the phone number offered on the back of the card, or better yet, you can even have the pharmacist call the 800 number on the back of a card as well. So here's another great question coming in. Can you use the NeedyMeds card with other insurance? For example, with a Medicare Part D high deductible. So here's the thing. The NeedyMeds drug discount card cannot be combined with insurance. You can only choose to use the drug discount card instead of your insurance. And again, you may choose to do that because your copayment is too high, your deductible is too high, maybe you reach that drug cap coverage for the year. So you can't, that's the only rule. You can't combine it with insurance. So what we suggest doing is find out if you have insurance and if you have drug coverage for that particular medication, find out what it will cost you to use your insurance, and then find out what it will cost you instead to pay the cash price using the NeedyMeds drug discount card. So I don't see any other questions coming in. I'd like to thank you so much for taking time out of your, no doubt, busy day to learn a bit more about NeedyMeds and the drug discount card. Thank you for your time, and we hope you join us for another upcoming webinar. Take care.